Ah, I'm tangled up in leaves already. Ah. Leave me be, technology. Hello. Hello. How are we doing? Are we well? Frame Man has paid us a visit already for some reason. No idea why. Hello. 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 It's an oops. And a miss. It's so many people. True detective tangled up in leads. You don't want me doing detectiving. That's not my area. Yeah. Hello. How's everybody's weekend been? Well, hope everyone had a good RPG day yesterday. I know Saturdays tend to be RPG days. We had a good time with Hitman. Cannons were involved. I'll leave it at that. Yeah. Everyone having a good time? You did? Fantastic. Oh. Excellent. Wonderful. Superlative. So many tears last night and today. Ooh, lots of tears. Emotions. It was you were a great team. I did hear a little bit about your there was a mule, wasn't there? The same, wasn't it a god or something? I don't know. I lose track of these things. Yeah. I'm glad you all had a good time. Let's get some music up. Today's going to be a chill stream. Nothing too big. What are we going to listen to? Let's listen to the Machinarium soundtrack. That's a nice, relaxing one. Turn it down a tad. It's not the loudest thing in the world, but pleasing. We had a feral mule, we had a death. Oh no, death. Figs and Beastars, a story for the ages. Good times. One day I will do an RPG. Probably not, but one day. I'm still. Ow, cables. I'm too busy wrapped up in cables. Sorry. Yeah, I'm still pondering ideas to do for maybe a draw-through thing where I make, instead of doing a fighting fantasy book, I make a story of my own. During the birthday game, I might do. I was slightly off-put by the fact that the PDF rule book was 300 pages long. I was like, Be a pelican in a hat. I might be a pelican in a hat. I am tempted to be a pelican in a hat. Oh, Miss Anoobs just joined the chat. Thank you, bot. Don't have to read everything in depth. Look. I know I don't have to read everything in depth. I studied mathematics at university for 4 years as a PhD student. If I read everything in depth while I was there, I would have gone insane. And I imagine it's relatively similar to the other ones I've read. I read the Dishonored one as well, and that it's demarcated between their sections just for the person running the game and all these sorts of things, but yeah. Anywho, Shrubs. So, let's go. Yeah, coming up. Doodling. We're gonna do doodles and plants. So, my setup is all wonky as always. I blame the Hitman streams personally. What's the deal with these shrubs? What's the deal with these shrubs? I can't do an impression of Seinfeld? Frasier? It's one of the two. What was I saying? Yes, okay, so this week has been largely unpleasant, and I thought I'd end by drawing something nice. And this weekend I've been working on a little game, a computer version of a game that I came up with that you can play with a pack of cards, that's all about plants. And Sennheiser? I think I've got some headphones by then. So I've been working on that, and well, the original idea was, because it's a game that you can play with a pack of cards. Plant game, yes, it's changed. Well, it hasn't changed a lot, but I've having played with Chibi once on one version of it, I've learned what to throw away and what to keep. But anyway, yeah, I'm making this little computery game thing. It's just a little game. The original idea was just, hey, if you could play the game with a pack of cards, and then you can put the cards into a little program, and then it will show you the garden that you made with the cards, because it's all about gardening and planting plants and all these sorts of things. And I thought it'd be nice to see the garden that you made. But I thought, well, if I'm going to do that, I might as well just program the rest of the game. So that's what I'm doing. You're useful. You're a good time to be with and useful. So yeah, and what I want to do is make the plants for that, or design the plants for that, because the idea being, there's going to be at least 4 different types of plant, and each type of plant has to have 13 different sizes. So there's the tiny, tiny little ones, and then there's an absolutely bloody massive one, and all the shapes in between. And we can get as weird as we want with that, but I think the basic idea is just come up with like 13 archetypes, and then 4 variations on those, and then that's your normal pack of cards. And then if I want to get weird, I can get weird and have like a cactus suit and a dead twig suit or whatever. But for now, we'll just keep it relatively straightforward. Wiggles the cat son back and forth. Yes, cat son is important. It's a Plamps. Hello, how you doing? Yeah, so I just thought it would be nice to do a relaxing stream drawing plants. I don't know what a medium-sized plant is, so I'm sort of going to work from the outside in, I think. So in terms of sort of basic sizes, we can have just this tiny little flower. There's some little specks of grass there. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we've got a whopping great big tree. And these are going to be our starting points. And we're going to work out what goes in between. What sort of plants we can include in this, and then if we get a decent idea of what we want to do, I'll do a bit of 3D modelling and try and make these in a little low poly cutesy style. Cat sun is essential to anyone's enjoyment of the game. I might have to incorporate something akin to a cat sun into my version of it. When I finished it, I'll stick it up on Itch.io or whatever, and it'll be free. I have no particular intention of making people pay for it. I don't even know if it's going to be any good. I'm going to try and get multiplayer up and running. If not, there's a little solitaire version as well. I've got some very annoying AI that I've worked on at the weekend. Megafauna, both. Because inside the big tree is a big old bird. They are perturbed because there are no more mega worms. They have all been eaten. Yeah, so what goes in between the massive tree and the tiny, tiny flower? So yeah, the original idea I sort of had was like, okay, there are variations on these. So like if there's a bush, that's just like a little bush, and then the 4 suits are like different shaped leaves or something, or different coloured leaves. So we can sort of have a leaf like that, and then a leaf like that, and then a leaf like just a big old round leaf, and then a leaf like spiky. Then we'd have basically the same sort of model for the shrub, but there would be 4 of them, and they would be populated by the different leaves. So this one here has got sort of big old spiky leaves coming out of it. And then this one's here has got nice round leaves. These will be different colours and all that sort of stuff. I don't want to focus too much on colour. Well, I do because it's nice. But trying to make a game where you distinguish between things based on their colour is not particularly nice to people who cannot distinguish between those colours. So, you know, if we can maybe give them a pattern as well or something. Try and... But anyway, you get the idea. So it should be, from the purposes of colour, it should be pretty straightforward which one's different, but it would be nice if it was more obvious regardless. Season suits where all the winter plants are just leafless. That's what I thought, is we could have... I like the idea of having 4 sort of basic suits, which are just sort of relatively straightforward, same variations on the same theme, but then you could have, you know, the dead plant suit. How do you draw a dead plant? Like that. You could have the dead plant suit, you could have the thoroughly unrelated succulent suit. Spiky. You could have the odd eldritch wibbly wobbly suit. Like, you can be anything, you know? Business suit. But yeah, we can do all sorts of different sort of suits, but I thought it'd be nice to just get a sort of a basic understanding of what are the 13 sizes of plant. Thanks for giving us business, Shrub. You're welcome. So yeah, we have tiny little flower, big old tree, and I'm sure they can give variations on each of those. So we can come up with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. I'm wondering whether or not, because obviously the original game is to be played with a pack of cards, but there's no reason that the computer game version should be. So we could go more than 13, but at the same time, I have to model all of these. So, and this game's going to be free, so I don't have an awful lot of time to put into it. Yeah, but today I managed to actually get the game working so you can play it and finish it. You can't win it because there's no scoring at the moment, but you can play it against some really annoying AI who have no idea how to actually play the game. Well, they do know how to play the game, but they don't know what they're supposed to be doing because they end up putting cards. And it's all to do with you have to put bigger cards and smaller cards in certain places. But in such a way that you leave space so that you can do more of that later, and they just end up putting tiny cards next to massive cards. And there's just like this little flower and then a massive tree next to it, and you can't plant anything in between or around because there's no sun. But these things happen. So, here's a tiny flower. Every time you say really annoying AI, you're picturing just like a group of people. An annoying group of people. That's fair. The game's scalable as to how many can be in it. There's no real upper limit. You can have as many people in this game as you can have suits. So the more we make, the better. Although the garden will get very big, because the number of plants in the garden will be approximately equal to 10 times the number of people playing. So yeah. Also, at some point I want to add, I came up with mechanics to add like water features and dig up other people's plants because you're even more annoying than the AI. This is a massive old tree. But yeah, soon you will have the opportunity to play this game. It's not the best game in the world, it's not fantastic, I have better ideas for games. I just thought this would be a nice, pleasant, simple thing to round off 2020 with, you know what I mean? Perfect garden, take cuttings. It's, you know, garden crimes. Well, the premise of the game is that you're all gardeners working on the same garden, and you want to enter it into a competition, so it has to be as good as it can be. But your plants, you want your plants to stand out as being the best. So you're all working together on a garden, but you kind of want your plants to be better. So you have to get them in the right place and kind of screw over people who are trying to do the best, and I don't know. If they're making a nice gradual run of plants that goes up like that, and you just stick a tree there and you're like, it's crap now. When do the zombies come walking across the garden? No zombies as yet, but knowing me and how I develop my games, it'll happen eventually. I'll just keep adding ideas. Yeah. I did have the working title of this of horticulture, as in haughty. But as I started this stream, I did think of daylight shrubbery, which is also fun. Chelsea Flower Show got petty. Exactly. People want to get noticed at the Chelsea Flower Show, not just for the garden, but for their work in the garden. That's the idea. So you want... It's kind of a collaborative thing. I also like the idea of maybe having another, like an expert rule where everyone has a secret suit. So everyone knows the plants that they're working for, but they also have a secret suit, which is someone else's suit, and they get half of their points at the end of the game as well. So you're kind of trying to help people, but without people knowing what you're trying to do, and all that sort of stuff. And you don't want to help them too much, because they might win. Zombies are from stage 2 of the game, which uses a chessboard. Look, I've made enough games with the chessboard, as Chibi will attest. They usually involve diagonals. Right, we need something. What is in between a tiny little flower and a tree? You hate diagonals, that's fine. I don't know. I feel like sort of around 4. I mean, we can do things like here's a slightly bigger flower. That's fine. I think you can have a small bush at 4. I think that makes sense. Small little bush. So yeah, this isn't really a drawing stream so much as it is a kind of game design stream, sort of. Right in the middle, a hedge. The problem with putting a hedge in there, just sort of like a nice, is that makes sense in terms of size. But then what are all of these? Like just different types of trees. Hedge 2. Hedge 3, electric boogaloo. Bear in mind all of these are going to be on little squares. At the moment, in the game you just put cards down, but obviously I haven't made any of the plants because that's what we're doing today, but working out what to do and then having a crack at doing a bit of 3D modelling, why not? So I think sort of, it's not really what a hedge looks like, but I reckon we could probably, let's put it there for now. But the height is basically the key because it's all about making sure every plant can get the right amount of sunlight, so you can't put big plants in front of small plants, and can't put small plants behind the big plants, etc. A rubbish topiary? Also, the game originally had a gambling mechanic involving dice, but I've got rid of that. Because that was just getting in the way. More interesting, but less fun. Yeah, so like, you could have sort of like a thin, stemmy, sort of bamboo-y kind of thing. That could be quite tall. With like sort of, like a bunch of those. Like a reed sort of situation. The plants don't have to make sense so much. They just have to be taller than one another. Sunflowers are just like a kind of a single tall flower blooming in a particular direction. That could be good. They can grow pretty, so it might be nice to have something sort of around here that's quite sort of not like chunky, but just slender. Sort of tall but thin. Bamboo, that was what that's supposed to be. Actually, I think the bamboo could probably go here. Again, we can move these around. It doesn't particularly matter. No, that's fine, don't worry. I appreciate any and all suggestions. And again, I can probably replace the petals with whatever the suit is. Corn or wheat, kind of like a long grassy sort of thing. You can just sort of scatter the leaves in amongst the heads of the... I'm not sure how to, like, portray this in the game, if that makes sense, because the idea is that it should be relatively clear at a glance what you can put where, and if all of the plants are quite different, unless you've memorized all of the plants, it's not going to be immediately obvious whether the thing you have in your hand is going to be bigger or smaller. So I don't know whether just to put, you know, hey, here's a number and have it floating above each of these things for that. I like the idea of a toggle, where you can sort of toggle between just seeing the numbers on a grid and having all the plants wobble up. Tulips! Struggling to think of things on a smaller side. I guess the idea is like, is the tiny little flower, it's all on its own, but we can have like a little bunch of flower. Like... and rose bush. I guess this is a little shrub. I don't really know what I'm coming from this as somebody who knows almost nothing about gardening. My nan used to like doing a lot of gardening, so I'm sort of familiar with various flowers, but I guess I should make like the overhangs as well. At the edges, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. Oh, you could have like a kind of maybe like a... Would this go... Actually, hang on. I reckon this is probably smaller than... But ignore the numbers for now. We're just just drawing some stuff. If you had like a little trellis, like a little... something like that, and then you can have like sort of winders. And... Again, once we've worked out the basic forms, we can start thinking about what the actual plants are going to look like. So don't mind the... I guess this is a kind of freebie. We can make this as big as we want. Don't have to worry too much about that. I reckon... Actually, that could probably be bigger than the bamboo. No, the bamboo can go as tall as we want as well. Oops. Also, don't mind the fact that it doesn't make an awful lot of sense that one sunflower is going to block light to a massive hedge, but it's fine, don't worry about it. Okay, so what's in between? So we are also restricted to things that are just in a plot of land. So we can't have like lily pads and stuff like that. I can master perspective over here. Just as an aside, for those of you that support me on Patreon, the stickers for this month arrived yesterday. There's some good news and some bad news. The bad news is that they were not manufactured to the specifications that I asked. They were having a bit of an issue with the paper, and there was a backlog, and evidently something got mixed up in the process. So, alas, it's not what I asked for. The good news, though, is that they're twice as big as they should be. So, I usually order an A6 sheet. I got sent A5 sheets. So you got big old stickers of outliers. If you wanted a big sticker of M hugging a pillow shaped like a heart, you've got it. I got distracted thinking about sunflowers sucking in sunlight like vampires. There's a conspiracy there somewhere. If we cover the planet in sunflowers, is the sun going to go out? Is that how that works? Not complaining about that. And neither am I. It was just weird. They usually send me too many, but this time they sent me too much, which is a bit of an unusual situation. Right, so we have. Yeah, I've got that. I love a big old M. Well, you're gonna get two. Well, kind of. You're gonna get a big old M hugging a pillow, and you're gonna get a big old half of an M face peeking up over the top of a line, where you can put it next to whatever you want. You can put it behind a little shelf, so it looks like they're peeking out from there. One day I will do something with the outliers. I did a while ago start work on the Dishonored one again, but life got in the way. Frame Man really is paying us a visit today, and I don't know why. Problem is, in terms of like archetypes of plant, really an awful lot. You were thinking that the plot to The Happening, but the plants excreted a pheromone in that, didn't they? Yes. Yeah, I think it was plants. I don't know why. Well, M. Night Shyamalan, that's why. But it's the opposite of vampires. Yeah, that's the despair squid from Red Dwarf. An episode of a science fiction sitcom became a serious premise for an M. Night Shyamalan movie. Yeah, so Triffids. I just thought I'd say that. I guess we could do like variations of like, here's a small hedge, here's a big old hedge. Sorry, my brain's doing a think. I think maybe if it's like small shrub on 3 and then a bigger shrub on 5. Or do we want them to look like they go up linearly? So maybe like 3 smaller bunch of flowers and then 3 bushes and then some grassy things, and is that gonna make more sense? Snapdragons are pretty. What's one of them when they roam? Again, I don't want to get too much into the look of them. It's just the general sort of shape I'm after at the moment, because the look's going to come when we start dividing them into, or we start making suit versions of them. Snapdragon. Oh yeah, that's quite nice. We could do something like that. Yeah, that's cool. So that could be like 4. That, and then there's a tiny little bush there, and then a bigger bush there. Further along is a stretchy bush. More interesting bush than that. Maybe with like things sort of sticking out of it. Sort of clusters, maybe. I was thinking like a lavender bush, but that's going to be quite difficult in different styles. We could have a vegetable suit. Like the idea of the multiples as they get bigger. Maybe it'd be clearer. I'm not sure whether it'll be more interesting though. If so, I feel like maybe like there's like a gradual transition between, because one of the scoring elements is you get points if you can put things that are consecutive. So like if you manage to put down, you know, an 8, 9, 11, 10 like that, then you get a possibility of getting some nice points. So I guess if they were aesthetically appropriate in Ascension, then maybe the head should go there. Maybe we can have more than one of these. Otherwise it's probably going to stand out a bit. And again, we can make variations of all these. But I like the idea of having like 4 standard suits where they're all basically the same, and then just having fun with like, you know, the dead plant suit and the succulent suit and the eldritch suit and the whatever. And you can pick which suit you want. Because you can't do that with a deck of cards, and if I'm going to make a game that you can play with a deck of cards but there's a computer version of it, then why make it exactly the same as the card version, you know? So I remember what band was it? I think it was Billy Talent? Is that the name of the band? Anyway, I remember reading a thing. Let's have some mad options. We're gonna have mad options, don't worry about that. Do bear in mind that this is not the best game in the world. You might play this for like 20 minutes and then stop. But it's a kind of... There will be a solitaire version where you can just try and make a nice garden in a particular shape. But there's also the multiplayer version, which hopefully you can play with other people at some point. But it's generally a relaxing game. So it's not a kind of big old thinker. There are thinky elements, but you can sit down and do the maths as you're going through, but you don't have to. I have other games for that. I think that'll be nice to do there. Yeah, the bamboo can be... That's a weird looking bush. I think maybe if we have the grass, because that's kind of similar in sort of flourish, as it were, to bamboo. Big old sprig of... We can have little flowers at the bottom. It's up to us. We can do as we please. Yeah. You know, that there, some grass. We can have the trellis. I also like the idea that here, because these in a normal deck of cards would represent the Jack, Queen, and King. Here the Jack is sunflowers, the King is a tree, and the Queen's a hedge. Queen's a hedge. Who knew? Oh, there could be a topiary deck. That might be quite fun. Just different shapes of ascending sizes of hedge sculpture. Yeah, an idea, isn't it? What deck? A topiary deck. Carved hedges. Hedges carved into certain shapes. Is carved the right word? Probably. Shorn? Shaped. There, that was a perfectly sensible word. Topiary, it's the opposite of bottomry. Okay, so yeah, for the smaller ones we can just have little flourishes. Maybe, hang on, if that's 4. For 3, we can have essentially the sort of the growings of a little sort of hedge thing, but mainly with sort of flowers still sprouting up. A big old cluster of flowers in the middle, and then a few small ones around the outside. Just a little hedge thing around the outside. Maybe we can have a relatively hard cut there, so we have flowers on the face of it, with whatever petals is going on for the suit. Whatever petals is going on for the suit. What a sentence. Yeah, then this bigger one with slightly less ostentatious flowering. 5, and that just essentially leaves 6 and 7. It'd be nice to have something down here to sort of bring it all together. Oh yeah, there was the Snapdragon. So that could probably work for 7. Oh, I just realised this could have been something. I'm trying to work out what to do, some interesting things to do for Patreon next year, replacing physical rewards with digital ones. And I'm coming up with sort of video ideas and stuff like that that are somewhat interesting. Let's get the basics and shapes down. And I've come up with some sort of longer form ideas where I do something which is probably too long for a stream, but nonetheless I'd like to share the sort of process for. And I feel like this probably could have been a good a good one to do. Because I want to get back into video stuff. I found an editor, which is nice. I used to use Premiere, and obviously Adobe's subscription model and general business model is awful. Only do subscription models for things that you A, want to support the creators of, and B, get some sort of updated, refreshed product as a consequence of. But you know, Photoshop, it's a static thing. It's a program that you used to be able to just buy. And I don't particularly want to support Adobe, so, you know. These do look like eyes. There's an alien design for you. Excited to see you get back into video stuff. I have plans. I made an intro as well. Yeah, so I found an editor. Hit Film. I tried a few others, but Hit Film was the one that just clicked with me for my personal tastes. And I made a little intro for videos. Again, you're probably not going to see anything this side of, well, this year. But next year, cool things are coming, hopefully. Good basis for Eldritch Horror Suit, Flower of Eyes, absolutely. Yay for cool thing. I hope people like it. I'll probably end up releasing it in general eventually if it's like a lot of work to make a thing. But obviously patrons will be able to see it. They'll be able to suggest ideas, get behind the scenesy sort of things. I want to do more sort of. I want to keep a better record of the things I'm doing and then post them as works in progress. The idea is to get at least for digital rewards on Patreon to have something every week, but something significant every other week, if that makes sense. So like a video every other week, tutorial, something, but every week to have, you know, oh, here's what I've been working on this week and some work in progress pictures and how I do process stuff and all that. You must have Suit is Sweet. There you have in your head, Sweet Flowers of Eyes, but to the tune of Sweet Child of Mine. Oh, wow, wow, sweet flowers of eyes. As somebody who used to spend a lot of time in the music department of school, I hate that song. Because lots of young people want to try and learn the guitar, and when you want to try and learn the guitar, you want to try and learn the opening riff of Sweet Child of Mine, and I want to stab my ears out. Because it's not a terrible riff, it's not awful, but played badly, it is. Slash has done so many better things. Yeah, so we have those. We have that nice little multi-eyed Snapdragon. And they like mess it up and then stop and then try and start again, and they're playing out of tune because it's high up on the neck and the strings need replacing. You get a whole lot of the first few bars. Do 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 do. No. Do 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 do. No. Oh, that's a copyright strike. Sorry. One more. We need one more thing. We could do like a kind of bigger version of that, because then that'll sort of bloom into that. You're bad. It's fine. Apparently, I spoke over the Mozart in the church in Hitman enough in the last stream that I didn't get a copyright claim on that one. So the last stream should be fine. That's good. I'm really getting into Hitman. I was really tempted to do it today, but I thought I wanted to wind down. It's a good time. It's a good game. Once you realise they're puzzle games, it's a lot more fun. It's not an action game, it's a puzzle game. Right, so, what are we doing? Well, yes, so we can have sort of... Again, if we want any more sort of ostentatious types of plants, like a big old cactus and stuff, we can have those in separate suits. But I just want a kind of 4 basic suit archetype, which I can develop. You really love a shot at playing it? It's good. It's a good time. And the Hitman 1 occasionally goes on sale for a tiny amount. I don't know why, but I bought it because it's like a $5. Your basic English garden suit, yes. Yeah. So what are we doing? We are doing sort of a big old sort of bushy thing, maybe like kind of a few main shrubby whatsits, and then just some big old ostentatious flowers sticking out here. Maybe some little... These are like my little placeholder flowers. We will place those as we go. A few smaller flowers around the edges, but then some big ones in the middle. You want some going up halfway? Maybe. We'll work it out. Yeah, you have a Switch Parsnips, you can't play the hit persons. Oh, that's a shame. But you have a Switch! I don't have a Switch, you can play lots of games I can't play. Like you can play the Animal Crossings, which seems amazing. Oh yeah, when was I going to do that? I came up with an idea of trying to make a version of Animal Crossing you could play with a pack of cards. Don't think that's going to work, but I'll come up with something similar. So we'll see how that goes. One of the suits needs a corpse flower. Oh, yeah, we can have like a gothic, or like a sort of horror plant section, which also has like Venus flytraps. Pitcher plants with teeth. What's TMA on main but Flesh Garden suit? I mean, yeah. Bear in mind I have to make all these in a kind of low poly way. But yeah, I'm trying to get into sort of making little gamey things. That's another thing I can share on Patreon. I can share prototypes for games. Trying to get into like little things. I want to try and make a prototype for a game that you can play, or a game that I designed to be played on a Cluedo board, but it's not particularly fun on a Cluedo board, so I think it'd be more interesting with more elements. Like a pack of cards, for example. But I need to test it. But anyway, I was going to try that, because I think the idea for the game is sound. It just doesn't have enough choice to be interesting yet. But then after that, I like the idea, and don't get your hopes up, because you know me and my ideas that never go anywhere. But I like the idea of doing a little sort of puzzly adventure game, sort of a bit Alone in the Darky, but not Alone in the Dark. That sort of third-person puzzly, pick up items and solve puzzles sort of thing, with October, like as a little October-y sort of puzzle game, where you go into the bowels of the building and find out all the weird stuff that's actually happening there with no clear indication of what is actually happening. You just see weird stuff. I think that might be fun. But that also involves a lot of work of 3D modeling, a lot of characters, and animating them, and coming up with puzzles. But you know, one can dream, one can dream. Right, so we have these basic archetypes, which a nice garden will make. Make sure all the flowers are sort of there. They're all represented somehow. Yeah, the grass is going to turn. I don't know how that's going to work out, but we'll work it out at some point. Just grab a drink. Hour 50 minutes gone already. I haven't done anything. Okay, so yeah, we can have flowers in the trees, colored petals or whatever, shaped. We'll work it out. And some flowers down. Right, so is that enough? Yeah, that is enough. I've drawn 13 plants. Is this drawn? Can you say this is drawn? And chatting tossed about plans and such. Yeah, it's a chill stream. But you know me and plans, right? You know how bad I am at keeping them? You know how I promise one thing and then it doesn't happen? What else would I call it? Scribbled. The difference. That's why in my comics I have the very rough, and then I have the rough. These are very rough, and I would like to rough them out before I do any line art, as it were. It manifests itself on a screen, you know? Well, it's like, you know, it's like automatic writing. Like, who really wrote it, you know? Speaking of plans I never fully manifested, I forgot about that. That was a sketch from a sketch show that I was going to make. Like a folder of sketches somewhere. Anyway, like, you know, it's Sunday. I don't have to be productive on a Sunday. I'm not saying it's a bad thing that I haven't done anything. Just like, oh my god, where's the time gone? Also, why is there just a big gap in this piece of music? Just sort of stopped. There we go, there's sound. Okie dokie, so we want to work out the suits. So these are the archetypes. And I would like sort of 4 simple suits that are easy to observe even without colour, although they probably will have colour. So the idea, what were the suits I had in the prototype? They were like, there was just simple, this was the diamonds equivalent. I was like, well, obviously, simple leaf shape. There was like a big old sort of clumsy one. There was... I think like a kind of... Hope you're enjoying this jazz. Hope Twitch enjoys it as well. So kind of spike one. Maybe that should be faster. Again, I want them to be immediately obvious which one's which. For the purposes of looking at a glance and going, where can I put what? In that case, what's the spike one supposed to represent? Oh no, I gave up on the suits idea because like what's hearts exactly? This is a leaf that looks like that. That's a leaf. You can do it upside down, I guess. A spades. Yeah, no, I was just coming up with sort of 4 leafy shapes that looked significantly different. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Me bad at explain. It good. It's like the something like that. We'll just sort of brainstorm a bunch of shape ideas for the basic leaves. You're sleepy and dehydrated. Well, get some sleep and have a drink. I advise both of those, they're very good. Not necessarily in that order. Probably best to do the drinking first. Yeah. I think let's vary this up a bit. Iterative design, who'd have thought it? From me. But I do I want it to have the same... Do I want it to be the lumpy version of the spike one, you know? Have a drink, keep relaxing with this good stream and good folks at it. Yeah. That's the other thing I want to try and do with the videos is... I'm sort of learning what I'm good at and what I'm not. And, you know, there's plenty of stuff on the internet that I like that I'm not good at. And I'm, you know, sort of the high energy, weird and wonderful, wacky stuff is not really my forte. So I'm hoping that my videos will lean a bit more into the kind of chill, relaxing time. Not quite Bob Ross, not quite Craft Man, but nonetheless, good time. Trying to come up with ideas that don't already exist and that are good for what I do. Yeah. Craft Man is so chill. He's lovely. It's great. Yeah, it's sort of oak leaf, sort of. More like that, when they're sort of trying to point up. I think that's better. Yes, if anybody does not know the Craft Man, I thoroughly advise. I found him very recently and have now watched all of his videos. He's an extremely relaxing, very lovely person. Just making stuff. And just having a good time making stuff and telling bad jokes. Who knew that leaves are just mini trees? It's all fractal. It just keeps going down. You look at the leaves and then there's little veins in the leaves and they look like trees as well. And you look at the veins and there's little... It just keeps going. I don't think what other kind of leafy things. Nature's wild. Nature's wild. Ow. I did actually do some sketches the other day. By the other day, I mean 2 weeks ago. The other day. I did them on paper. Oh my god. This is why I don't do things on paper. I don't know where they are. Just like leaf shapes. Nature is lazy. It made one blueprint and used it for everything. I know. As soon as they got DNA nailed, they were just like, nah, we won't bother anymore. Terrible. Sorry, I keep running into the microphone stand. Hopefully you don't hear that. You might hear this though. I blame Hitman. Actually, do I prefer that? Maybe that's more easily... I'm not good with iterative design. I usually pick a first draft and just run with it. I do like the simplicity of having that one. Thank you for random noises. I am nothing if not random noisy. Also good relaxing vids is Jun's Kitchen, which is a Japanese chef chatting with his cats and cooking. Oh, I have to share that, please. I'm collecting nice relaxing videos to just have on in the background while I'm doing stuff. Sometimes you need energy, sometimes you need something with a bit of pep. I usually go to music for that, but sometimes you just need something to just like slowly waft you along, just keep you afloat. Any random noises are preferable over you talking directly into our ear holes. I'll try not to do that too much. Why did I do that again? That was a weird end to a stream, wasn't it? Can't remember why I did that. I remember why I did it in Among Us, but what was I doing? Okay, so other leaf shapes. Are we happy with it? Well, are we happy with these? Maybe. 1 and 3 might be a bit too similar, but then 2 and 4 might be a bit too similar. There's the, yeah, I don't know. Because I went far away and then back again? Oh, and then I went close. Okay, I see. Again, I blame Hitman. Oh, it's probably, hang on, how old is this computer? I keep forgetting, I've lost track of all time, and that includes years. Is there any way of finding out how old this computer is? Is there a thing on it that says, oh, this was bought in so-and-so? My Mac had that. I don't know. Had to move all over the place to close things. Yes, I know. But now, for doodle streams, we're back here. Frame Man doesn't like it, but we're back here. On one computer. I say that, chat's on another computer. But don't worry about that. Yeah, so... I don't want to try a few more. Let me see if I can find that. This is all the stuff I would edit out if I was doing a video. There'd be a little gap or a time lapse or something. Okay, I found them. But at the same time, I don't really like them. So, it's a kind of win-lose situation. Oh, that one might be preferable to the spiky one. Let's try that. So it's sort of like, it's a bit sort of rounder. It's got the same sort of look to it, but it's just a bit more. Yeah, I think I was waiting for a lasagna to cook, and I decided, hey, I'm going to need some leaves at some point. Let's just draw lots of leaves. So I did that. What's happening? I did a doodle ages ago of a bunch of leaves because I knew I would need it at some point. And I had to move and find them. Maybe a little more. No, actually I prefer that. Right, coming up just a little bit. The more I play with this, the worse it gets. Welcome to design. It's kind of lotusy, isn't it? I think I prefer that to spiky. Lasagna sounds good. I enjoy a good lasagna. And I made a good lasagna, so I was happy. But it does take a while to cook. Yeah, see, now I'm worried about 3. 3 doesn't look quite right. What have I got for 3? Yeah, I just came up with some weird esoteric ones. There was one that was just a bunch of grapes. That's not a leaf. Past me? What are you talking about? One was like thorns. Oh, learning Inkscape. That's something I could try and mess around on Inkscape. That could be a video idea. Come up with some logos. That's an alternative to Illustrator that I wanted to try out. Oh, sharing! People are sharing things. There are leaves and there are cats, and I approve. It's Akiro. Hello, how you doing? Pascris, do you know anything about nature? Apparently not. There's also just a lily pad on a stick. There's clearly some here that's like, how can I turn the card suit into a shape? Maybe... I mean, they are leaves. There's a limited amount you can do with it. Yeah, I don't want it to be too complicated. Just looking at these ones Ragdoll's posted. Oh, thank you, Ragdoll, for clipping the video. I explicitly said, "Do not watch this," and titling it "Now everybody can see this forever." Whatever it was. I missed that. Should we try? I don't know. We can give it a go. We'll just go for a kind of, again, fractally kind of thing. Do we want to do that? Or maybe top heavy, because all of these are quite bottom heavy. Yeah. So if we do that sort of G, that G1 there, that's a kind of top heavy spiky one. That might stand out significantly. Again, look at the general form. Don't bother with the details, just look at the general form and think, well, what's going to make this look different from the rest? You know what I mean? Probably not. I'm not making myself clear. It's supposed to be top heavy here. I don't know what I'm doing. Why am I not using a symmetry thing on this? I don't know. Twice the work. What am I playing, eh? What am I playing at? Oh, also, hello, Kira. Just as an explanation as to what's going on. Well, you were here yesterday when I mentioned that I was working on a little game. I thought it'd be nice to work on some of the assets for that during a stream. We might get around to 3D modeling at some point, but it's a card game and I want some suits, but the suits are representative of plants, so I wanted 4 basic suits that are just like different leaf shapes. Leaf. And so we've just been working on that, and here are the 13 different sizes of plants that we're going to try and adapt in the different suits. That's the gist. Leaf. No, that's the egg, isn't it? Leaf. French. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I think I like these ones. They all kind of stand out on their own, I think. Anger. What are you in the non-binarity? It all comes back around. I thought that might be the case. You mentioned suits a few minutes ago, yeah. So we're doing sort of 4 normal suits, and then we probably won't do it today, but at some point we'll work on some esoteric ones, because I've got the game in terms of programming is coming along nicely. You can play the game and you can end the game. You can't win it, but you can end it. There's some basic AI in there. You can set up the game with any number of players. There's lots of things you can do, and it's not terrible at the moment, but I'm getting close to the point where I'm going to need some assets to put into it, other than cards and cubes. Oobs is angry. Oh no. Or as they say in France, l'angry. Am I happy with these as suits? I don't know. Again, like, this is lots of different sort of shapes. But I prefer just having a big old round chunky boy. Rather than like the sleek, thin one. What's this? No, not doing that. Shush. Shush you. Shh. Shoo. Okay, in that case, we're going to need some more music. Some more music. That was lucky. That could have gone to anything. Could have gone to a copyrighted song. Terraria? Sure, why not? That's just a spade. It is just a spade, but what if? Because that's the observation that I made when I was young and first started thinking about design, is like, wow, a spade is like a heart but upside down, isn't it? And then it just added a stick to it. I think that was like my first logo design I ever had. Let me just do it. Keep it simple. What was the design? It was like... It was basically all of the suits in one. I can't remember how it went now. No, that wasn't it. I can't remember. Just that you really like the round leaf you doodled at the start for the bushes. The bushes? Or just big old round friend? Ah! Scalene triangle. I erased it? I erased it. Or do you mean on this one? Oh, I did just that one, just a circle. Or do you mean this one? Or this one? Circle friend. We could sort of, if we make it like... Basically, here is a circle. Here we have a circle, smooth and inoffensive. This will be the basis for our revolution. Gravity is crucial. Geomagnetism. But with some calculation, we will find our leaf. Name that song. If anyone can, well done. I'll be very surprised. To get to see the Eldritch. So yeah, we're gonna have some fun ones after we've done the 4 basic ones. The basic ideas I had were dead plants and thorns, cactuses and succulents, Eldritch stuff, plants that look like they can kill you, and or have already killed somebody. Because like that is a pretty good basis for a suit, isn't it? Like, just boom, plain and simple, looks so different from all the others. I reckon we could probably do it without we could probably just have these ones. Keep it simple, stupid. Or when you say eldritch suit, do you mean a literal suit? Like it's like the Necronomicon, it's bound in skin. It's a suit made of skin. Leather. Human leather. A round friend, yes. Now, do they all look... I kind of miss the simplicity of this, but what are you going to do? Or do we want, actually... These might not be a terrible combination. Because this one might look a little busy compared to all these. Because the idea I'm having is just, again, make these sort of 13 archetypes in Blender, and then just populate it with these, and change some of the colours around. Suit made of skin, aka your skin. No. The bottom row is nice. Stop talking about my suit skin. Don't call yourself stupid. Everybody is stupid and intelligent. It just depends on what's happening and where you are. This is the observation I've made over time, and it's the observation that I've made with regards to sitcom characters. Because if you have a sitcom character whose entire personality is I am stupid, it's not funny. They have to be smart in certain situations. Everyone's wearing a suit made of skin all the time. I wouldn't call it a suit. I think one of the defining things about a suit is that it's removable. And let's not go down there. Getting very eldritch. Have you seen Danny Elfman's new music video? I get the reference, I just disagree with the methodology. Who says you can't remove your skin? I mean, I occasionally chew the skin around my fingernails, does that count? So just look in Discord and see Ragdoll actually giving some really nice references for leaves. British tree leaves! Ah, beautiful British tree leaves. Beautiful British, oh, makes me well up. Oh, so patriotic. But yeah, just as an aside, as I have now mentioned it, Danny Elfman released a song in Halloween, I think. And the music video to it is disturbing. I think that's the word I'm going to go for. If you're prone to nightmares, best not, eh? Particularly if you're prone to anything bad involving eyes, or skin, or bones, or the general dismantlement of a human body. Actually, not even just human. Now think about it. Anyway, but I think it's effective in the message he's trying to portray. I think it's kind of neat if you could just hang up your skin on a clothing hanger every day. Oh yeah, but you'll get all stretched. You know, your shoulders will get pulled where it's attached to the hanger, and thanks for the warning. I recommend listening to the song. It's Danny Elfman. It's somewhere in between his film scores and his old music, Oingo Boingo. But the music video is especially weird. It's called Happy, by the way. So, what are we doing? Okay, so I think these are a perfectly fine group of starting suits. We've got slender, we've got trunk, we've got bobbly, and we've got wide. Is it super realistic? Not really. It looks a bit like a PS3 tech demo, but only in place. The things that don't look real look more realistic, if that makes sense. The things that are clearly not supposed to be... I don't know, it's weird. I don't want to spoil things, but at the same time the whole point here is to warn you about things that are weird. There's also a lot of flashing lights, bear that in mind. Particularly towards the end. You're just gonna watch it? Good luck. Also, don't turn your volume up when it starts getting quiet. What was I doing? Yes, okay, so let's take one of these and just sort of run with the idea of designing the little plants. Is it a jump scare? No, it's just the tone of the music changes relatively sudden. And I think the volume discrepancy of the two things is enough to take people off guard. It's not a jump scare, but it's like, oh, I've got to turn things down quickly, you know? Have you started watching it? It gets better. By which I mean it gets so much worse. I like the instrumental breaks. Yes, let's do some things. So, we have... Get what you mean about the PS3 thing? Yeah, you see what I mean? But it gets more realistic in the bits that aren't realistic. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. It's Danny Elfman, of course it's weird. By the way, for those of you who don't know who I'm talking about, Danny Elfman, probably most famous for doing the music for basically every Tim Burton film you've ever watched, including The Nightmare Before Christmas. I largely know him as Oingo Boingo frontman, because I like Oingo Boingo. I understand I have poor taste. Pika, oh! Is Ragnar watching it as well? But yeah, if you're in any way negatively affected by bodily stuff, best not. That's my advice. But do listen to the song. You regret starting the Elfman video. In that case, just stop. It gets worse. It just gets worse. Right, okay, so what have we got? We have... Well, let's make our little... Let's standardize this. I think it's made more unsettling the fact that it's not quite realistic. And you can tell it's not quite realistic. But then it gets more realistic and it's weird. You did? Cool, good. May you have happy dreams. 30 seconds was too much for you. Good, good. Okay, so there's the thing. This is good music. Sorry, this is not particularly entertaining. Well, we don't have to do them all together, do we? Right, so we can do 1, 2, 2. Yeah, I'm this... I don't know. I can never really quite ascertain what my tastes are when I simultaneously like stuff like that Danny Elfman video and also the silly, light, fluffy stuff I like. Just this weird sort of mishmash of tastes. Aren't we all? I hope so. We're all just rather odd. Okay, so it can be a little tough to grass here. The little thing sticking out. Let's do the round one. Like I say, I can make these any colour I want. What colours do you think would best fit these shapes? I'm probably not going to get around to 3D modelling today, but hey, maybe. Maybe some other time. Maybe I could do that as a video. Just one little flower. Doing its thing. You're back! Hello! Big distortion vibe. Is distortion a thing, or do you mean just distortion? In general. Because there's some distortion. Maybe some little... I'm under no pressure now, but I like making stuff for people, you know? I mean, to be fair, I'm thinking about all these things I can do. Oh, I can do this on Patreon for my supporters and all these sorts of things. But next year I really do have to, you know, start trying to make a living. To do more than I'm doing right now. I mean, oh, that's fine. Oh, it's one of the fears in the Magnus Archive. Oh yeah, that was the thing I was going to listen to, wasn't it? Forgot about that. One day. One day. So there's that little thing, and then we're going to do basically another one of those, but with a few more coming out. Just a little. Let's come sort of. There's the big one. And then there's a little one here. So does anybody have some nice plans for the forthcoming week? Gonna get Christmas cards designed and printed. Ooh, exciting. Gonna get hired. Best of luck. I'm not looking forward to eventually admitting failure on this project and eventually having to work out what to do in the real world. Also try and catch up with art things. Mm-hmm. Maybe there, wouldn't it? I done a couple of super counter gift exchanges again. Got to get back into drawing, and you're helping family out in various ways. As always, make sure to look after yourself, of course. Need time off? Take time off. That was nowhere near in tune. Try. Have an afternoon with a hot chocolate. That's it. Whole thing. Afternoon with hot chocolate. Can recommend, probably. Actually I can't recommend. I hate sitting down doing nothing, but that's a pleasant enough little thing. Again, bear in mind these are probably going to be quite low poly. Okay. These are just my sort of... Actually, in terms of height, this does have to be relatively... It just needs to look bigger. Basic idea. So we can put sort of some of the leaves. Have some bigger leaves like that, and then some little leaves. Low poly sounds like a sad parrot. Oh no. Or a tiny New York Mafia henchman. Why not both? There's a drawing prompt. Then you get the idea. I guess the idea is I could just sort of go like what are we gonna do? This isn't relaxing music. For what it's worth, these look cute. I'm glad. Like, it would be nice. One of the things I thought would be nice is if this game is actually any good, to actually make a pack of cards with these, with bits of art like this on it, but done in like a nice watercolory sort of style. Watercolor, that's another thing. Completely forgot I was doing that. Oh, I do too many things, and none of them make a profit. Woe betide. At least I have the opportunity to try. So yes, tomorrow I will be sending out the accidentally too large Patreon stickers. And whatnot. Oh, October comics are coming back for Patreon supporters on Thursday. So hopefully... So do you sort of see the gist of what I'm trying to do here? Is it's easily replaceable back and forth. Yeah, I've made 3. I'm working on more. I'm working on them in batches now, so the idea is that I'm going to try and release at least 1 a week. But if there's like a story, as it were, like if the comics are connected one after the other, I'll try and release 2 a week. But yeah, that's coming. Also, again, a quick reminder for anyone who does support me on Patreon. I'm going to be working on the last sticker sheet for patrons probably this week, maybe, if I have time. Got some commissions to do as well. And the idea behind that is that you all get a sticker, and you all get to ask to have a particular sticker designed. So let me know what you want your sticker to be, because if not, I'm going to make one up for you. And then that'll be it. Forever. No more physical merchandising, because shipping is very expensive. Although I am going to miss the tomorrow morning, you know, just sorting out envelopes and cutting out labels. That's a really therapeutic thing. You're back from your meeting! Hello! Gotta think of a sticker. Yeah. Otherwise you're going to get a foldable phone. You won't get a foldable phone, you'll just get a cool pineapple. Probably. Oh, also, I don't think I mentioned this anywhere. I did because Gusenberg signed up for my Patreon the month. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, I'll click all of the bicycles. Bloody capture. They signed up the month after I did the little sticker of the goose going honk. Just to make sure that they didn't want that, but they wanted that because it's only a tiny little sticker. I made on Redbubble a bigger version of it. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know why I'm doing this. Well, hang on. There it is. I'd like to put more things up on Redbubble at some point. The only issue being is that their stickers are vinyl. But... So yeah, if you want me to upload any of my old sticker designs onto Redbubble, I can do that, but that's pretty quick. There. Yeah, I don't think I mentioned that anywhere, apart from the Gusenberg. Yeah. So. Back to flowers. So yeah, patrons, let me know what sticker you want, and I'll design that next week, probably. Hopefully you probably won't get it by the end of the year, unfortunately, because, you know, things are globally a bit of a mess right now. thoroughly understandably so. Actually, while we're here, while we're talking about things that I haven't mentioned before, I put some things on my website because I'm moving things back to my old website because I thought the contract was running out for the WordPress one. Turns out it's not, so I've got another year of that. But I'm still moving things back, and I made a few things just to make my website a bit more interesting. Learning JavaScript and all that. It's nothing major. There's the sticker board, which is just, it randomly generates a sticker board every time you load the page. The sticker board. I don't know how well it works. If you don't already have the things loaded into your cache, because I'm not good at these things, there's a sticker board. And also I did a thing where, in order to demonstrate that I can do different styles of stuff, I made a little roulette for the outliers, where you can just see them in a bunch of styles and you can spin the roulette wheel. And there's not much in there at the moment, but you know, it's interactive. I missed the days. Stop it! Shut up, you. See, copyrighted music. Honestly. Right. That's what I get for not paying attention to what I'm doing. There you go, so some Ori music. Yeah, I miss the days when websites had fun interactive things on them, so I want to have fun interactive things on there. You know, rather than here's a gallery of pictures. Yeah, let's have it randomly generated every time you load it, and they all pop up and you can do stuff. Twitch? And after a refresh, the sodding screen remains frozen. Oh no! Waves hand at Twitch. To be fair, I'm doing stuff in Brave, so you're literally... Well, you say the screen's frozen. I'm not doing anything. I'm just posting things in Discord. Yeah, hang on, I can show you stuff. What am I doing? Yeah, why am I not doing that? Okay, so here is the sticker board. It's a sticker board. There's a bunch of stickers, and you can reload it, and it's different. It loads. It's a big old collection of stickies, and I need to update them with new ones. Some emotes in there as well, sort of thrown in there, and I forgot I made them zoom. Oh, I forgot about that. See, I even amazed myself. And then there's this, which is a bit bigger. Yeah, it's just a little spin roulette wheel of different styles of things. There's different M's, and there's different Rufi, and there's different Stokes. It's a good time. Trying to have a bit of fun, you know? Learning how JavaScript works. You loaded up the sticker board, the first thing you saw was Dead Slick Jesse. Feeling so attacked. I should make a Kink Vader one as well, just in case you go on there again. Anywho. Back to some plants. Oh, good. No, that's your, Actually, didn't you do one? Wasn't that a thing? Or am I making that up? Didn't you do one? Didn't you do a thing about? No, I'm probably making that up. Am I making that up? No, I'm probably making that up. Anyway. You're so lazy when it comes to front end, so you're very impressed with how cool the fun website is. I'm lazy with back end. But fun thing about my website, or that website, is it's in Blogger, which is the old Google website thing. And it turns out with Blogger, they just give you complete control over the CSS and the JavaScript. So I stripped away everything that's Blogger about it and made my own website for free. It's great. What did you do? You did nothing apparently. Yeah, turns out it's very powerful. They give you access to the CSS. Just blank dot display equals none. Yeah, let me know, because I kind of want to lean a bit more into just all the other stuff I do as well as art things, because I'm not an artist. I don't know if you've noticed. I'm just a person who learns a bunch of crafts because he wants to make stuff. And art is the one people followed me for. So if you want me to do some interesting bits and bobs with, you know, website stuff or music or videos or whatever, let me know. I like making things. I'm a makerer. A makerer of bitses and bobses. A dead slick Jesse. No, that wasn't what I was looking for. Looking for a thing. How did that happen? I typed in Chibi Netherlands into, well, not Google, DuckDuckGo, and I got my own Twitter. How did that happen? That's not how that works. I did nothing of the sort. Ah, there's the thing. Cool. No, I must have just imagined that. Yeah, no, you didn't do anything. Anyway. Chibi Parsnips. Oh no! There was a teleporter accident. Chibi is Chris confirmed. How does that make sense? Chibi killed Chris. What did you think he did? Oh, don't worry about it. Oh, exciting music. Oh yeah, music. Would people be interested in? Because you know those music streams I did about trying to make pieces of music, and it was always very slow and boring. Would people like to see videos of that, but just cut out all the boring bits? I'm gonna have a lot of footage on my computer at the end of this. Trying to explain processes and go, oh, this is what I'm doing this. Because as a generalist, as I am, I just know a lot of bits and pieces from a lot of places. Would people like videos about maths? That's something I could do. No reason why not. Try and make maths interesting. Have to see me make music? I'll try. Or maybe like, but yeah. Would you like to see me write music or record music? Because there's like songs that I've had written for ages that I'd like to record. Is it worth filming that? I don't know. I thought it was Morrowind then. Obo, stop tricking me. All Muzak. All you can do is try things out. Yeah, the problem is I keep trying things and then not seeing them through enough to see whether or not they pick up, and I try something different and nobody can really latch onto anything. You know, I've got you guys, which is great, but I don't really know where I'm going with anything in terms of trying to make a solid foundation for things, you know what I mean? Try things more than once, but there's too many things to do to try things more than once. That's the problem, is I get distracted by other things. Anyway, I hope this little bit here demonstrates what I mean about having the same general structure, but having them feel different purely because of the suit, the leaf being used, as it were. So what do we got? We got a big old, it's got a blob bush. It'd be nice to have a sort of tool. Do the rule of 3 for trying things. You do 3 things once, and then you move on. That's it, right? No. But there's a 3 in it. A bit like my floral Dalek. Yeah, does the job. Is there a topiary Dalek with flowers where all the bumps are? That should be a thing. Flalek? No, not that. Dahlia? Dahlia? Is that a flower? What's a dahlia? Dahlia. Dahlia? Dahlias? Dahliac? Oh, they're pretty. You just have that coming out of the little gun. Right, what was I doing? I was doing things. I'm feeling these circular ones as being white. Because they don't have to be a strong colour or anything, they just have to be a colour. Dalik! Dahlia is a buff demon wife. Cool. The only plant that came to mind. Dalxanthamum. What? Dark Sun Rebel. Hello! How you doing? Welcome to Plants. Welcome to Plants and Puns. With me, your host, Crispy Parsnips. I've got to admit, this is not the best drawing I've ever done in the world, but you know, these things happen. Those smaller ones down now. So this is giving me Sherlock vibes. I've been tasked by the Knights of Hussein-Ni. No. Alas. Please don't mention Sherlock in this house, not right now. The wound is too raw? Why? Is there a wound? Why is there a wound? Did I miss Tumblr news? There's usually Tumblr news I've missed. Oh, there's going to be a 5th season. Wasn't there already 5 seasons? I thought there were 5. Feels like it's gone on for ages. I mean, I don't mind. I'm one of those. I can easily switch my brain off and enjoy, you know, what is arguably a bit of TV tat that's far more idea than it is substance. Because I like things that are far more idea than substance, which is why I should not be a writer for television. And why I like short stories more than I like novels. I can probably do this more tastefully in 3D. But I think you get the idea. Maybe it doesn't need quite that many on it. More shrub? Yeah, it doesn't need to be quite so garish. More at the top, less at the bottom. I don't know why I'm worrying about the composition of something that's just a proof of concept. Ah! Let it die, Moffat. No! Dracula didn't do too well. But it makes money, therefore it cannot die, just like The Simpsons will only end in the death of the universe. On the day that one gay angel went to Super Hell and Supernatural and Biden won the US election, Hitalia got another season, and Ryan High School Host Club got another season. Is that still going? Season 5 of Sherlock got inflicted upon it. What a busy day on Tumblr. Wasn't the last season so bad that people were convinced there was going to be a hidden episode to make it not suck? Wasn't that Game of Thrones? Oh, that's Doctor Who, isn't it? I've heard of the last series of Doctor Who. I haven't watched it, but I have heard that there are people who are like, I'm looking forward to when they retcon this entire thing at the beginning of the next series. Am I going to be joining us for Black Void RPG for Chief's Birthmas? I'm still on the maybe fence. I will again. I said earlier I was put off by the size of the manual, but I'll have a gander. We'll see. Did a U quiz about which November 5th crisis you was that a thing? Is it? Your result was rumors of Sherlock season 5. There you go. Pretty sure the Hitalia and Oran have been known about for a while. Yeah. Tumblr vibe was raw and real. I'm glad Tumblr's still doing its thing. Oh, Jibby piped up. Haran? When there's 1/3 character creation, 1/4 rules, and the rest law. Yeah, I just didn't have time. Didn't have time to sift out which bit was which. Yeah, I'm not a. These flowers need to be smaller. They look like weird barnacle creatures. But they need to be clear enough from a distance. It's going to be a tricky balance. Again, the suits that are going to stand out more are going to be the weird ones. But we'll see how many of those I can make. Hopefully lots, because that means video content. Do you know what? This is one of those weird things. Ever since I've noticed that certain video peoples that I like have a particular intro, just not really like an intro of hey, what's up guys, so on and so forth, but they just have a certain thing that they say at the start. I've been sort of worried about videos as what am I going to say? What am I going to say to open a video? I don't know. How do you open a video? Hello? No, that's boring. Got back from scrolling through 5 Stoics in different styles to hear all the Tumblr news. Lots of Stoics. I'm gonna say hello, hello, hello. That's a stream thing. That's a kind of hello. Is this thing on? Hello. Small. Who says you can't start videos that way? Me, I says that. Well, I already know how I start videos. Because I made an intro. Oh, blimey, it's the end of the stream. My word. That's why I have good day, everybody! Good news! Yeah, so I think we did something today. I was hoping to do some 3D modelling, but here we are. Yeah, so that's here's some basic ideas for the smaller plants, and then here's the basic ideas for the bigger plants, and then here's some horrible stuff. Never forget. Yeah. Stream intro is hello. I don't know if anyone's here, but we'll start anyways. Well, I'm usually like 6 or 7 minutes late. I'm usually on Twitch when you start streaming, but it takes them 5 minutes to tell me that you're streaming. So, which is why I usually have a 5-minute delay at the start of streams, so people can arrive and, you know, get through ads. Use ad block. Hang on, let me see if I can do the thing. Can I do the thing? It's probably not going to work. This is probably not going to work. And if it does, it might work in the wrong way. It's working in the wrong way. Go away. Shush. Okay. Let's see if we can sort this out. You're a mess. You're crazy in the coconut. What does that mean? Stop it. How do I resize? This is awful. Oh, it's that. Yeah. Like any other thing. Here is the thing. This is how the videos will start. I made this in like a day. That's it. I'm pretty pleased with it. I did Foley. I like doing Foley. Foley's fun. Crispy. Bonk. Click. And paper. Turns out exporting transparent video is very big, so I made a mask. And I'm just using that instead. It's crispy. Yeah, and I learned how to use a new editor, which is cool. And free! Thank you very much, Hit Film Express. So yeah. I mean, it's free, you can buy add-ons, so I can't do chroma key. But I could buy the add-on for like 15 quid, which is pretty good for getting chroma key, you know? Anyway. Stuff. That's how I end streams, isn't it? Just say the word stuff. Don't know what that means, but hell yeah. Chroma key's like green screen stuff. Oh, and you can do a color matte in there, but chroma key is usually a better option because you can use a mixture of hues and so on and so forth. And I did try it out because you can try it out in the thing, which is really nice of it. You can try absolutely every thing that you could buy in there out, but it just has a watermark on it. It's like, hey, they not have the watermark. So you know exactly what you're buying, which is really cool. I like stuff like that. And like to buy it all is less than the price that it used to be to buy Premiere, but you can still just do lots of stuff free. It's good. I reckon. Oh, hey, King Vader, how you doing? He always crops up. Yeah. Anywho, enough nonsense. Well, never enough nonsense. I like that. Final Fantasy VII sticker sheets available in store. Yay. It's like a year and a half out of date. It's always there when you least expect it. Exactly. Sneaky. Stealth. Thank you for coming to stream. On Tuesday, for that is the next time I shall stream, Oh, that's another thing I might do. I might do midweek afternoon streams of just working on stuff. I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows? Too many things to pay attention to. Those cover your RPG note tome and Switch. Hooray. Yeah, for anybody who wasn't here earlier, the Patreon stickers, I have them now. They arrived yesterday. I'm going to send them out tomorrow morning, and they are twice as big as they were supposed to be. So hopefully you like big outliers. That sounds like a statistical nightmare. Yeah. Thank you for coming along. Tuesday, we're back to Final Fantasy VIII. I guess we ended on a cliffhanger. Simon's dead. Is that a cliffhanger? They don't cover anything for you because permanently sticking stickers anywhere is scary. I absolutely understand that. I put aside the last batch of October stickers and I have not yet decided where to put them. I set aside one for myself because they always send me too many. I'm like, I don't mind having one if there's too many. Have them and cherish them. Yeah. Big Spider George vibes. Spider George? Spider Georg? Is this a Tumblr thing? Did I miss another Tumblr thing? Magnets? What you gonna do? Or something like that. I did make magnets, but then it turns out shipping magnets is a nightmare. Don't have anywhere to stick magnets. I will send you things printed on metal and then magnets to put on them. How about that? Yeah, and again, a reminder, everybody on the sticker tier for next month will have their own sticker. Let me know what you want your sticker to be. I'll be designing those next week probably and the week after because I'm so far behind. I usually have them sent off by now. So you'll get them at the beginning of next year at this point. Oh well. You looked it up, it is a Tumblr thing. I said that as a joke. You now have the Advanced Player's Guide to Pathfinder and Dips Dads on the back. Good stuff. Yeah. You thought it was a general meme. General meme. There's a character. We can draw that along with the sad parrot mafia character. So yeah. I was gonna say a thing, and then it just disappeared. Ow! Hit the table with my hand. That's not what you're supposed to do. Foley! Oh, I was gonna do the Foley thing for Dark Souls. We could do that as a video. That might be fun. I need to write all these ideas down. Yeah, Patreon is going to have some weird and interesting things next year. That's the plan. Less physical stuff, lots of weird digital stuff. Hopefully you like that. Thank you for your evening. Thank you for coming along. Hope you have a wonderful time. Hope you have a good week. For a new week is dawning. Well, it's not dawning at the moment, but it has dawned where Blamps is, so you know, it's somewhere in between those two things. Change excites and terrifies you. Grand old time. The biggest change for you, I think, is that the doodles are going to become 1 hour doodles. So curb your expectations for what I have to do in them. That said, I'm capable of doing some good stuff in an hour. But they are going to get cheaper as well, so it all works out. I just need to, I'm organising stuff. Sus of me keeping to that. No more than an hour and a half, alright? If I get carried away, I get carried away, but no more than that. Again, if you give me a complicated prompt, you're going to get a sketchy thing. If you give me a simpler prompt, you're going to get a nicely made thing, kind of. I made Chibi's doodle for, I guess, technically last month. I made that in an hour, so that worked out quite nicely. So I'm capable of doing some good stuff in an hour, that's what I'm saying. Yes. I did not make yours in an hour. Yeah. That's a minute for it'll take an hour to change to an hour and a half max. Look. I'm aiming for the hour. I know my promises are worth slightly less than the paper that they're printed on, but I'm gonna try. You know, I should focus on other things. Because you know, making a living and all that. I know I keep saying that, and it feels rude to say that in front of people who actually support me with their money, but you know, just wanted fancy words and some space swirls. Could have said that. I was overlaying photos, and I spent just probably an hour just looking through NASA's gallery, because all their stuff is copyright free because they're a government agency. They've got lots of really nice pictures of nebulas, turns out. Yeah. Also, some pictures of some cracked glass inverted, turn the brightness into an alpha, and then stretch it over a picture of a planet. Makes it look like it's been hit by an asteroid. It's pretty cool. I need to shut up now. Have a wonderful time. Enjoy your week and your time and the things and the stuff and the what's-its. Yeah. Be more concise than me. And have a good time. Goodbye.